What's your favorite grip tape?
Mob.
Mob grip tape.
I like Jessup, you know. I like grippy, but not too grippy.
Mob. It has to just like stay grippy, but I really need it to like be consistent.
Jessup.
Mob.
I like Mob grip tape.
Mob.
Jessup.
Mob, the ones with the most grip. Like you feel more in control of your board.
Jessup. Jessup, because it comes free.
Jessup, fingerboard grip.
Mob.
Jessup.
Having it be grippy enough, and then also having it like not completely destroy your shoes.
Skaters tend to have strong opinions about their skate gear, particularly grip tape. A lot of those opinions are subjective and boil down to personal preferences. But it got us thinking, what makes a good sheet of grip? Is it good traction? Is it predictability and consistency? Durability? Ease of application? Or just something that doesn't kill your shoes too quickly? To satisfy our skate nerd curiosity, we thought it would be interesting to do a couple experiments using science to pit several of the top grip brands against each other and compare their performance. The mathematics, however, for calculating surface tension and traction is extremely complicated, so we came up with a couple rudimentary tests that won't involve a bunch of crazy math. For the first experiment, we're going to stick down some grip onto a piece of wood. Then, using a pull scale, we're going to measure how many pounds of lateral force is needed to break the traction of a weighted shoe. Then we'll do the same test on several other grip brands and compare the results. So let's set up the experiment. This pair of half cabs is going to be my guinea pig. I'm going to use twine when pulling the shoe because it doesn't really stretch when pulled, so it should be more consistent. Alright, let's start with a control to get a baseline traction. When pulling on the shoe, I'm going to gradually increase the force and then record the pound measurement at the moment the shoe starts to slip. Also, I'm going to do the test 3 times for each grip so that I can average out the results and make sure I'm not getting any weird outliers. Okay, here are the results. Of the brands tested, Mob is the clear winner, with Pepper close behind. Then we have Jessup, and Shake Gent and Grizzly did pretty much exactly the same. Now we're going to do the same experiment again, but we're going to get the grip tapes wet and see how much traction they lose. It looks like each grip lost between 1 to 2 pounds of traction. Of the grips, none of them lost drastically more than the others, and all lost traction relatively even in this test. The next experiment also tests the traction, but a little differently. This time we're going to put the shoe on the grip and tilt the board and measure the angle at which the shoe slips off the grip. Got my trusty protractor for the slant test, let's do it. Okay. It looks like the data from the slant test correlates exactly with the pull test data, which gives further validation to those results. The third experiment is to test the abrasiveness of the grip. To measure this, we're going to install the grip tape onto this belt sander and use a mechanical arm to press a pencil eraser into it for 1 minute and measure how much the eraser erodes away. So let's get set up. Step 1 is getting the grip cut down and taped so it'll fit on the belt sander. I'm going to use this weight to make sure there's even pressure pushing down on the eraser. Okay, here we go for 1 minute.
3, 2, 1.
I'm using a pencil eraser because it's rubbery like foxing tape, but it's soft enough to have a noticeable and measurable amount of wear in a short period of time. It would be hard to measure the damage to a shoe doing this experiment. Plus, we would have to use a new shoe for each grip, and that's just wasteful. Here's all the erasers, but since they didn't wear down totally flat, it's going to be difficult to measure them using the calipers. So I'm going to use water displacement to measure the volume of material that has been eroded away. Well, I couldn't really find a graduated cylinder that was precise enough and could also fit the eraser inside of it. So instead, I'm going to pivot and use a gram scale to weigh the erasers. I'll weigh a few brand new erasers and average them out for a baseline control, and then I'll compare them with the eroded ones. Here are the results ordered from least to most damage. It's surprising to see Pepper do less damage than the non-abrasive DKL. And also curious to see Shake Gent and Grizzly do the most damage even though they're less grippy than Mob. It would be interesting to do this experiment again with different materials to see how the results differ, or perhaps take a piece of suede and see how long it takes for each grip to wear through it. The last experiment is to test the durability. We're going to take a fresh square of Jessup and evenly scrape the top of each grip and then redo the pull test to see how much traction it lost. chest up, face down, with the weight. Here we go. I'm giving each grip 5 scrapes and doing it exactly the same way on each grip so they all receive the same amount of damage. Alright, here are the results. Of the grips, Mob Clear and Mob Graphic lost the most, with Pepper losing the second most. DKL, on the other hand, lost no traction whatsoever. It's interesting to see the brands that were the most grippy lost the most traction, but where they ended up was around where the less grippy brands started. Based on this data, it seems that the brands that are less grippy from the start are more durable and stay consistent for longer. The more grippy brands lose more traction, but still have more overall even after losing it. Here's the final results for our tests. Of the brands we tested, for traction, Mob was the winner, with Mob Clear in second and Graphic Mob and Pepper tied for third. For the abrasion test, the results were all pretty close, but Pepper took first place with doing the least amount of damage. DKL in second, and Tactics T-Logo Grip came in third. These results were a bit surprising, and it may be worth looking into this again with some different materials and parameters. And for the durability test, DKL took no damage, but for the normal grips, Tactics, Jessup, and Grizzly performed the best in terms of losing the least amount of traction. And there you have it. Let us know what you think of the results in the comments. Do you agree with them? Did we screw up somewhere? Should we do more grip brands? Also, let us know if you'd like us to do more videos like this. Until next time, peace.